People ask me why I started the Happy Path and how come being a Bollywood actress you suddenly decided to become a life coach. The Happy Path is not something that I had ever planned. It's totally organic and it's come from a place which I don't know. It's going to a place where I don't know. I just know that the Happy Path is not something that I created. It's something that chose me. It's not something I had ever planned to do in life. But I was clearly inspired to make sure that it takes birth and is being nourished and nurtured to go into a space that it has probably already decided for itself. And I don't know what that is. Even the pace at which the Happy Path is moving is not being decided by me. When we launched, I thought it's going to be all about workshops, meeting big groups of people. A few months into that, and it became about personally counseling people and looking into their unique issues and giving them solutions. And then I realized that to get the attention of a greater number of people, I should be doing more on social media. So now it's all about YouTube videos and posts on Instagram and Facebook and podcasts and all kinds of social media. Even if I do one piece of content and it goes across various platforms, then there's a higher possibility of more number of people coming across what I have to say. So it's pretty clear that the Happy Path doesn't have me as a planner. Yes, the Happy Path is creating its own path, its own course, using me as a facilitator, a face, a voice. I'm just grateful that I get to do what I do. They say if you wake up excited and inspired to do something, then that is clearly what you were born to do. And every morning I wake up, I don't have even 5 minutes to breathe in peace because my mind is just so full of ideas and I need to start executing them, otherwise they just disappear like butterflies. And when I'm so strongly inspired and excited about something, I know that that message needs to go out from me to whoever it's meant for. So yeah, that's the story of the Happy Path. I'm not going to dictate where it's going to go. I'm not going to decide how it's going to grow. All I know is that every day I wake up inspired. It's my job to follow the breadcrumbs. It's my job to follow the instructions that are being given to me from a different space. And it's my job to just listen to my heart, because the heart gave birth to the Happy Path, and now the heart is going to decide where it's going to go. In one way, I would say that I'm just a humble servant following the instructions of the Master. As of now, I have no idea who's going to benefit from it. It's my heart's desire to touch as many lives as I can. I say this sentence in my workshops too. You might be 200 people here and I might say 400 things over the course of the next 2 days in this workshop. It's not necessary that you resonate with all the things that I say, but just pick one. Pick one thing that resonated and apply it, because the application of that one technique might make the world of a difference to you. And please do not think of me as the supplier of this idea. I'm only a channel. This message is coming for you. Respect that. So yesterday I was speaking to somebody who suffers not very great but small issues in her body, and I was trying to explain a concept which is on the outside sounds so esoteric, but it's 100% true. It's called the MindBody Connection. And to explain that your body is a reflection of what's going on in your mind at all times sounds so way out and so unreal that I don't blame anybody who doesn't immediately buy into the concept, because it's so way out, so different from what we are taught while growing up. So the basic premise of the mind-body connection is that whatever is happening in your body is a reflection of what's going on in your mind. So for example, if you have a pain in the knee, that means that you have very fixed, rigid ideas about something in life, about the future, and those you're not willing to change. And because you're so inflexible and rigid, they reflect in your body as maybe the jamming of your knees or pain in your feet, because you're so afraid of moving ahead or thinking about the future, what's going to happen in the future. So every single thing, even if you catch a cold or you are a match to a cut, you bleed a little, or you find a wound somewhere, or you wake up with a shoulder neck pain, or you wake up with a migraine, or you wake up with a blocked nose. Each and every small irritant in our body, every issue with our body has a connection, a very clear and very direct and very real connection with the mind. So I know of somebody who has a serious sinus problem, and she's very positive and happy-go-lucky otherwise, and very optimistic about future, about life, but she suffers from a serious sinus issue. And one day she spoke to me. She's like, you believe so much in the mind-body connection, so what is this sinus thing? And I said, sinus is mostly blocked nose means you're getting irritated with somebody who's very close to you. She was shocked because she is so happy and so positive and so optimistic about life and so hardworking and so devoted and dedicated, but she has such an issue with her husband. She can't stand him, but she has to put up the pretense of loving him and being a good wife and everything, but deep down she hates him. She cannot tolerate him. She doesn't want to be with him, and that is reflecting in her body as a serious sinus issue. So yeah, the mind-body connection is very difficult to tolerate, difficult to accept, difficult to understand, but it's as true and as real as day and night. So anytime we want to be clear about what's going on in our mind, what are the patterns that of our beliefs, it would be a good idea to scan your body and see what are the issues the body is going through. The issues that the body is going through are a very clear indicator that you need to let go of certain mental patterns, belief systems, and change your thoughts to such an extent that the beliefs change, and therefore you have a better sense of wellness in body, mind and soul. So off late I'm on this trip of having only the things that make me happy and not having things that have a certain tag or a brand name that make me acceptable to another human being, or that creates a certain image in the eyes of another human being. So I have actually donated, given away and put away a lot of branded stuff that I have, when I realized that I have this branded stuff only to be seen a certain way or perceived a certain way in the eyes of other people. And so I'm on this trip of becoming minimalistic and also having things only because I like those things, not because I want to create a certain perception, because I'm very clear that the people that I want to associate with, I want to associate with them because of who I am, not because of what I wear, what brand I carry, what brand I show on my body or in my house. And also I want to be very clear that I don't want people to think of me as rich or poor, happening or not, cool or not, glamorous or not, because of what I own in terms of materialistic things. I want people to associate with me or not associate with me because of the person I am, not because of the stuff. So yesterday I was at a shopping place. I normally would have gone into one of the branded stores and picked out something that looked good or where the brand was clearly visible. No, I've not been that much of that kind of a person, but yeah, it's been something that I thought about. And then I decided that I don't want that brand of purse, and I walked out of the store and I went to a small counter where a young girl had made handmade bags and she had kept them for sale, and they were so beautiful. And she came across as so talented and so nice and so lovely that I bought a purse when I didn't even need one. And the reason I say this is because I felt that act of buying that purse was so wonderful for me and for her. She was thrilled that I was buying something. I think she hadn't sold any purse till then, and I was thrilled that I was buying something which didn't have a brand on it, but which had the talent and effort and the spirit of an entrepreneur in it. And I felt fabulous, and I'm sure I'm going to use it in my next party. And I really wouldn't care if people looked at me like I was rich or poor, happening, not happening. I just want to use that purse because it meant something to me and to somebody else. Less we bother about other people's opinions about who we are, how we are, and the less we care about what category they slot us in, the happier we'll be, the more relaxed, the more stress-free. A lot of our stresses come out because we want people to perceive us in a certain way, and the reason why we are so desperate to be perceived in a certain way is because we don't perceive ourselves as happening or cool or praiseworthy or acceptable. So we feel the need to be liked by somebody else because then we can get the approval and love and the tick mark from somebody else, the same approval or love or tick mark that we can't give to ourselves. And the more dependent we are on other people approving of us, and the more dependent we are on other people liking us or slotting us in the right place, the more we add to our stresses, and it's not really the right way of living a happy, relaxed life. The less we think about other people thinking of us in a certain way, the better we'll think about ourselves, and the happier we'll be.